Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to put together the free Autumn Takeout Box SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. So these are the pieces that you cut out, and that big piece is obviously the box and then the little panels. And those will just layer on like that. And it does line up, the larger panel does line up exactly to the cut on the box. So I would recommend, if you're going to use both layers of this, to glue them together before you put them on the box. You could do it directly in the box too, doing the large one and then the small one. It really is a preference. So you just kind of want to line it up so there's equal distance on each side with that larger panel. You can see how it goes around that little leaf cutout. And I didn't include it, but I guess you could put a little acetate insert. You just have to cut out, make these solid and just glue them on the inside. But there's other things you could do with the box, obviously. I just thought of them as putting a little treat, make it like a treat bag or something special for Thanksgiving get together where you can put something in there. So it would be in a bag, so that's kind of what I envision. So we'll go ahead and put these panels on first because it's always easier to put them on before you assemble the box. Be careful putting glue around the little cutout area because you don't want it. I kind of kept it away from the sides overall, so I have a little adjustment just in case I have to move it a little bit here and there so the glue doesn't leak out the sides or the bottom. Or the middle, I should say, too. And I think it is easier to use my little fine tip applicator bottle with my art glitter glue. It's a new bottle that I'm trying out. As of this is the third video, or I've been using it for a couple projects for this month, but we'll see if it lasts, and then I'll recommend it if I think it's a handy tool that others might like. Don't want to recommend it yet until I try it. So you can see I'm just folding each of these portions of the box on the score lines. It's a real simple box. One piece, so we're just going to be gluing the sides, and those little holes on the sides will match up to the hole on the sides of these flaps that I'm touching will line up to the hole on this side. So once you get it folded, we'll just go ahead and start putting this together. So I'm just going to add a little glue. Be careful of getting too close to the edges. And it's not that critical that you put glue near to that hole, but if you want it to stay flat, you can. So I'm just making sure that that left side edge is lining up with the adjacent inside fold there. And it lines up, that hole lines up to the hole cut on the side. And the same thing here. So you can just make sure it's lined up by seeing if the holes match up, and you can see on the inside of the box. So you're just folding that over, getting it in place with my finger, and then just flipping it over and applying pressure. And in those holes, I'm going to use a pipe cleaner because it's one of those things that everybody can get rather inexpensively. But you could use wire, twine. I also have put brads in one. Just put a brad just for decorative purposes. Or if you didn't want to use the hole, put an enamel dot. If you didn't plan to use any handle. So you can use it in several ways. It is actually a super easy box. The hardest part is basically this part, which is matching up the holes, which is not hard at all as long as you line up that edge to the adjacent tab fold. I had a little old glue on my mat, so I cleaned it off, but I got little specks of it. You can see it really well on the brown paper. And that is American Crafts textured cardstock I'm using. That's a coffee color. So once we have it together, I mean, it's really simple to close. Do those 2 flaps in, and then fold over. You can go from the bottom too, but go like that and just kind of move it. Once you get it through, just kind of situate it to make sure it's shut. And then I'm just going to slide it out there. I've done it underneath too. It works both ways. So here, that's one I just put a brad in there to cover that hole if you weren't going to use any twine or wire. That's just plain craft wire. And then opening it up, you can see this is the same way I'm going to attach the, if you can see I kind of folded it up in there. That's the way I'm going to do the pipe cleaner, which is essentially wire with fuzzy stuff on it. And we'll add that on the side at the very end. And then there's a little tag that I printed out. Is not included with the file, but it's a silhouette file that I noted in the description, the product description, and the video description. So I just kind of pre-folded it up a little bit, and it's about 7.5 inches long. So it would clear, so when it rotated, it would clear the flaps being open. I mean, it's not the flaps being open, the side, because you want it to clear as it goes sideways. That way it can rotate. So I'm just kind of folding up the wire inside. And then close it. And kind of cut away here. I'm going to show you I put this. These are just extra cuts from the bottom mat panel, the larger one. I'm not going to use the brown ones, but if you could figure it out, you could use them for something else. But I figured, why waste them? Let's just add them on there. So if you do like this video on our freebies, I would appreciate a little thumbs up. And I hope you enjoyed this project. And I thank you so much for watching.